friends, I'm Mrs. Miller, and today I'm going to read you the book Marvelous Cornelius, Hurricane Katrina and the Spirit of New Orleans. This book is by Phill, Bildner, and it's illustrated by Parra. Now, Marvelous Cornelius was a real person in the real city of New Orleans. New Orleans is in Louisiana, and it's in our country, the United States of America. Since this is about a real person, this book is nonfiction, meaning it's true. In the beginning, we start by a quote. And this quote is by a real man. It means it's something that this real person said and was something that was important that we needed to remember. And it's from the very famous Martin Luther King Jr. And he said, "Even if it's called your lot to be a street sweeper, go out and sweep streets like Michelangelo painted pictures. Sweep streets like Handel and Beethoven composed music. Sweep streets like Shakespeare wrote poetry. Sweep streets so well that all the hosts of heaven and earth will have to pause and say, 'Here lived a great street sweeper who swept his job well.'" Again, that's by Martin Luther King Jr. What does that mean? Simply, it doesn't matter what your job is. It matters how well you do it, right? So right now, you're probably a kid. Your job is probably to be a student and to learn and to listen to your teachers and to your parents. That's your job. So how can you do it the best? Okay, let's find out how Marvelous Cornelius did. In the quarter, there worked a man known in New Orleans as Marvelous Cornelius. "Mornin'," he saluted the silver-haired man with the Times-Picayune tucked under his arm. "Greetings," he waved to a couple with the baby on the balcony. "Ma'am," he nodded to the woman shaking out the rugs at her front window. And when his truck rounded the turn, "My young'uns," he called out to the kids crowded in the corner. "Marvelous Cornelius," they cheered. "Marvelous Cornelius." At each home, Cornelius sashayed to the curb and shimmied to the hopper, unloading the garbage. Not a single praline wrapper ever stayed on the streets. And those spotless streets, oh, how they sparkle. So he's really cleaning, isn't he? He's doing the best he can, even though his job is to be the garbage man. He's had a good attitude. He's being kind and polite to the people around him. Man. "Hooty-hoo-hoo! Hooty-hoo-hoo!" he called to his driver when it was time to stop. "Rat-a-tat-tat! Rat-a-tat-tat!" he strummed the side when it was time to move. "Hooty-hoo-hoo!" is his favorite call of all. "Showtime!" Now it looks like he's even having so much fun while he's working. Cornelius front flipped to the curb and flung the bags over his head, behind his back, between his legs, into the truck. He lined bags along the curb and then launched them, bag after bag after bag after bag. They landed perfectly in a perfect pyramid inside the hopper's metal mouth. Bang! He clapped the covers like a cymbal. Then he twirled the tins like tops, whizzing and spinning back and forth across the street. And just like those twisting tops, Cornelius danced too, tangoing up Toulouse, zambaing down St. Peter, rumbaing up Royale, cha-chaing down Chartreuse, and everyone danced along. The old ladies whistled and whirled, the old men hooted and hollered, the barbers, bead twirlers, and beignet bakers bounded behind the one-man parade. Man, everywhere he went, fun went too, right? What a great attitude Marvelous Cornelius had. But then one day, the storm came, and the great city filled with water. People and pets, parks and playgrounds washed away. Schools and shops, streets and streetcars washed away. For far too long, water, water everywhere. A gumbo of mush and mud. So again, this is a true story. This was a real storm that damaged a lot of this city. When those waters finally fell away, Cornelius looked out of the mountains of ruins, some as high as the steeple atop St. Louis Cathedral. It would take thousands of me to clean this, he wept. Millions. He's feeling sad, and he's feeling discouraged. That is a big job for one person. Cornelius rose. He dried his eyes, for his spirit and his will were waterproof. And just like he did every morning, he emptied the garbage into his hopper. And the kids who crowded the corner, they pitched in too. So did the silver-haired man, the couple from the balcony, the old woman with the rugs, the old ladies, and the old men, the barbers, bead twirlers, and beignet bakers. Look at them. They're all working together as a team. Let's see how that works. Others too, from Brooklyn and Boise, Baltimore and Bakersfield, Syracuse, Seattle, Santa Fe, and San Antonio. These are all other cities in the United States. They streamed to the Crescent City, thousands, millions, a flood of humanity. Hooty hoo hoo, marvelous Cornelius cheered. Hooty hoo! As the great city rose again, marvelous Cornelius, he passed on. But as for his spirit, that's part of New Orleans. New Orleans forever after. And there we have today, New Orleans was able to piece itself back together after the disaster. The end.